Yeah. Uh, so this is in continuation to yesterday's session by Professor Vimla ma'am. Today, madam will be continuing with positive psychology, the course MPCE 046. Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
Okay. So good afternoon to you all. Uh, Yesterday we had a basic understanding of what positive psychology is, what is the goal of that, what are the main aims of the positive psychology, how it was emerged. All these things we had a basics about positive psychology yesterday. Today we will go into details of that. There are the three aspects we are going to discuss today. One is what are the emotional effects. What are the positive effect and emotions? That is one thing. And the cognitive aspects of positive psychology, emotions, positive emotions in positive psychology, cognitive aspects of positive psychology, and also the applications of positive psychology, and also how this is used by in applications. We have to, and what are the present status of research. These are the five aspects we are going to deal. The foundations we have completed, and now we are going for the most important thing is affect and cognition. These are the two important aspects of human behavior. Most of the either the problems or the development, all this will take place only because of these two. One is emotions. So the entire behavior of individual is being decided mostly by emotions and cognitive abilities. These are the two things, and what these two are as per positive psychology. That you studied about emotions and cognitive things in cognitive psychology paper, as well as what is cognition you might be knowing. So now we are talking first about the emotional factors in positive psychology. So how they are looking. So in coming to the emotions, these are, everybody might be knowing about what emotions are. We know emotions are the feelings of the individual. These are the feelings associated with biological changes and behavioral changes. So these are the feelings, because these are the feelings which differs from person to person. And these feelings brings biological changes and also behavioral changes. So these are called as emotions. So when you call something as emotion, it should have definitely should have a physiological changes. Maybe the internal physiological changes occurs. That is the basic character of any emotion, whether it is a positive emotion or negative emotion. It brings some biological changes and also some behavioral changes. Then only it is called as emotion. So, there are two types of emotions. Everybody knows that. One are positive emotions and negative emotions. Positive emotions means happiness, love, affection. All these are called as positive emotions. And when negative emotions, we all of us know anger, jealous, fear, what other things. So these are the anxiety, all these are the negative emotions. So in general psychology, this general psychology is focused more on negative emotions only. More on negative emotions. What happens when you are having stress, anxiety, fear, or anger? What are the changes which occurs in biology and in your behavior? These are being researched, and these are the effects are being studied in general psychology. Now in positive psychology, we are addressing only the positive emotions. Positive emotion is also called as affect, AFFECT. Effect behavior means emotion only. So positive effects and positive emotions. We are talking about positive emotions. So positive emotion itself means, I told you that it is a feeling associated with biological changes and behavioral changes. Similarly, in negative emotions, the difference between negative emotions and positive emotions you have to understand. In positive emotions, more cognitive responses and less biological responses happens in positive. When I am happy, when I am loving, when I am doing something affection, showing some affection, when I am feeling a positive emotion, when I am feeling a positive emotion, the biological changes occurs less compared to the cognitive changes. Cognitive changes are more. Cognitive changes means cognition you might be knowing. The abilities increases. Cognitive abilities increases and cognitive changes occurs. When you are experiencing a negative emotion like anger, sadness, depression, whatever is that, fear, anxiety, whatever negative emotion you are experiencing, where the physiological responses will be more and cognitive responses will be less. Our thought process will reduce and our biological changes enhances. Hence, when you are experiencing more negative emotions, it leads to disorders and all the things. Positive psychology is not focusing on disorders. We are talking about enhancing our strengths. Enhancing our strengths. Hence, in positive psychology, we are talking about positive emotions only. So, positive emotions are the love, affection, happiness, joy. Yes, all these are the positive emotions. So, when you are experiencing positive emotions, what happens is our responses and our ideas, our actions increase. When you are happy, when you are in a positive mood, positive emotion is a mood, positive mood, all your cognitive abilities enhances. And also because the impact is less on biology, as I told you, in all positive emotions the impact is less on biology. We are getting negative impact is less on body. What happens? Generally our well-being increases. So less involvement of physical resources leads to, because of the less involvement of physical biological aspects, immunity increases because of positive emotions. And we use effective coping methods, effective adapting responses we will make. We will have a positive attitude, positive outlook, and we develop proactive coping behaviors. Proactive behaviors. You might be knowing about, there are two types of behaviors. Proactive behaviors and also proactive behavior and also reactive behaviors. Proactive and reactive. Proactive behaviors means when something happened. So something happened, how you take that situation. So as you know, I will tell you one simple example so you can understand what is proactive behavior, what is reactive behavior. Let me say COVID occurred in 2020, 19 and 20. Then some people, there is a lot of so many things. It's a crisis situation. Everybody experienced a crisis, and we are only because of lockdown. We are held in at homes. No social relations. No person is approaching. All this happened. It is a crisis situation. So this is for all. Some people during this period, some people they used this time for learning so many online courses and again brushing up their habits, brushing up their interests, what hobbies and interests which they left because of lack of time, and they are thinking they are using this time productively. This is called as proactive behavior. There are some other people, what happened is they reacted to the situation. They became depressed because I'm not able to speak with anybody. They became, they became more angry increased, frustration because I'm not able to speak anybody, I'm not able to go anywhere. This is the reactive behavior because that's why the I think this NCRB, National Crime Report, says that during COVID time, the violence against women also increased. Domestic violence, not against women. Domestic violence increased. Domestic violence increased means this happened because of reactive people. So proactive people are, whatever is the situation, they think in a proactive way and with a vision, they use the time, whatever happened, they use the time properly. So by having this positive emotional state, you learn proactive coping techniques. There is a difference. Proactive coping techniques and reactive coping techniques. Proactive coping techniques, some crisis situations happen. Some people will go to the positive behavior. There are some other people who will become alcoholic addicts, drug addicts. They use reactive behavior. So we use, that is also a coping method, but that is a negative coping mechanism. But when you are having positive emotions, you develop proactive coping mechanisms. You always use a preventive approach. You use preventive approach. And you use all your social resources which are available to you. And you increase when you are having happy and having positive emotions and empathy, love, caring. Usually, what happens to your social relations? You develop sense of togetherness, and you will take support from others, from family members, and also from others. So this helping again develops good relationship. So it all enhances your mental muscle. Mental muscle is the concept, not the physical muscle. When you are having good social relationship, when they are togetherness, when you are thinking positively and you are being experiencing positive emotions, all this will enhance your mental muscle. These are the positive things which enhances your mental muscle. So if you do exercise, you will physical muscle, you can grow your physical muscle. By being positive by practicing positive emotions, you will enhance your mental muscle. That's very important. When your mental muscle is strong, you can do anything. You will develop so many activities. You develop and grow in a positive way, and you will be happy too. Because you are happy, you grow in a positive way. So this is about. Um, So these are the some of the important effects of positive emotions. So in all psychology, we are observing only about. So when in psychology, general psychology, if you talk about emotions, it is only on negative emotions we are talking. The research is only on that. When it comes to positive psychology, we are doing research on positive. What are the impacts of positive emotions? So the research proved all these aspects. It enhances our immunity system. It enhances our immunity system and cardiovascular system, digestion, and these are the physical resources we are going to improve. Psychologically, you can use effective coping mechanisms, adaptive resources, and you can have positive outlook and positive attitude. You can use proactive behaviors and proactive coping techniques. Proactive means positive, not reactive. Proactive positive techniques. These are very, very important. Whatever is the situation, you can, there is something benefit you can identify. Proactively, you can work on that. So this is about the psychological aspects. Coming to the social aspects, because of and your sense of togetherness increases and you will have good relationships. And when you are having good relationship, give and take help, taking help, taking support will take place, and it all enhances your mental muscle. All these physical, psychological, and social benefits of positive emotions enhances your mental muscle. So, hence, you always consciously, I'm telling you, consciously, you have to experience these positive emotions. You have to think whether I am at any time, am I happy? Am I was happy? Am I happy now? Happiness is the part of life. It should be there to enhance our health, our psyche, and our social relations. So we have forgotten by repairing all the things. We are only repairing. We are not looking at strength. So now we have to think about the positive emotions. Then coming to the when you are having positive emotions, other benefit is also when the positive emotions enhances, automatically the negative emotions reduces. When you are consciously trying to enhance your happiness, automatically the sadness decreases. So, using emotion focused adaptations, you will reduce your negativity too. And there is also one more concept evolved from these positive emotions is emotional intelligence increases. You might be knowing what emotional intelligence means. Intelligence means an ability. What is emotional intelligence? Means managing ability to manage your own emotions is one component of emotional intelligence. Intelligence is the ability. Ability means we are doing it consciously. Ability means we are doing it consciously. Means emotional intelligence, there are four components in emotional intelligence. So, number one is the ability to manage your own emotions. I have to manage. I should not control. I have to manage your emotions. The funny thing about emotions is, if you are having negative emotions, if you are suppress your negative emotions for longer period, it has an impact on your body. If you express your negative emotions freely, you will have problems of social problems you will come across. You will experience social problems. Then, whether to suppress your emotion, negative emotions, or express your emotions, if you suppress, you are getting physical problems. And if you are expressing your negative emotions, you are getting uh, social problems in relationships and social relations. So what you have to do is you have to manage your emotion. So that means managing means expressing your negative emotions in a socially acceptable way. Expressing your emotions in a socially acceptable way. That means, what is that way? Socially acceptable way means, I am frustrated. I am a disappointed lover, frustrated. What is the reaction? Usually becomes negative emotions arises. How to express them? How to express these negative emotions openly? Can I express my negative emotions on a lady who is already married? No. What can I do? I can make this into another form. All my ideas are expressed through poetry, through drawing. This is socially acceptable way. Through fine arts, through all fine arts, I can express my negative emotion in a socially acceptable way. In a socially acceptable way. So that the impact of that negative emotions reduces. So, in the emotional intelligence, this is a conscious process. In the process of emotional intelligence, managing one's own emotions is not suppressing, not expressing. If at all you have to expressing in a socially acceptable way is called as managing. Managing your own emotions, that is not, this is one component of emotional intelligence. Ability to manage the emotions of other persons too is ability to manage the emotions of other people. If any other person came very aggressively towards me, I have to manage him. When one of my close people are suffering with depression or something negative emotions, I should be ability to manage him. So ability to manage others emotions, managing my own emotions, ability to manage other emotions, and self awareness. Self awareness means I should be able to understand my own emotional state, whether I am frustrated, clearly, whether I am frustrated, whether I am painful, or whether I am hurt. What is the emotional state? Understanding my own emotional state, it's self-awareness very important by managing my own emotions or others' emotions. Let me say self-awareness as the first component, managing own emotion is the second component, managing others' emotions is the third component. Fourth component of emotional intelligence is self-motivation. Self-motivation is the ability to motivate my. Do not expect others to motivate me. Others to When I am emotionally intelligent, I motivate myself. So self motivation is very important. Self motivated persons will do the best jobs. That's why all companies wants persons who are self motivated. Self motivated, here this is, I will tell you the example. Here this is a distance education people course. Some people are self motivated to learn. So the self motivation is important. Self motivation is a part of emotional intelligence. Self motivation is a part of emotional intelligence, because this is an opportunity to acquire knowledge, learn about myself, learn about others, and this is mostly useful to uplift ourselves for the personal development as well as helping others to develop. So this course is like that. The important objective of course is you have to develop yourself, and also you should be able to develop others too. For both of them, if you are self-motivated, you can do the things which are required for the course, right? So these four will come under emotional intelligence. So the positive emotions increases your emotional intelligence, whereas the negative emotions decreases your emotional intelligence. This is the positive psychology. Why you should be happy means these are the factors, because your positive emotions enhances your emotional intelligence. And also there is some other theories which says that your positive emotions in social life also, when you are having more positive emotions like love, affection, caring, all this empathy, all this kindness, compassion, all these are positive emotions. Gratitude, all these are the hope, all these are the positive emotions. If you are having these positive emotions, you will be valued in the society because of your positive emotion. You are liked by all, you are be valued, and you as this will help you. So these are what I am talking is, all this is the impact of positive emotions. So for that, how you can have to develop the positive emotions. So usually the emotions, development of emotions takes place through socialization process. Whatever the types of emotions the other persons are practicing, we just imitate that. We just imitate them. When it comes to the when a client is negatively charged, suffering with negative emotions, so the emotional storytelling is the method which is being used. Emotional storytelling. When they when they narrate the story in a, usually when we are in an upset or when we are in a negative state or we are suffering with something, our story will be always negative only. Then, if you ask them to turn this story into a positive story, to turn this as a positive story, So the emotional storytelling also helps to reduce our negative emotions and enhance our positive. So whatever thing happened negatively, if you emotionally think about the event in a positive way and ascertain this helps you to develop positive emotions. So this is one way. So there are development of positive emotions takes place through socialization process, and also we can develop emotional skills, being being compassionate. So there is in schools and somewhere they used to do so many activities to develop this positive emotion. Gratitude gives me a lot of happiness. Helping others, kindness, compassion, and love. All these create positive emotions in me. Caring, sharing, loving. These are the things, activities which gives me positive emotions. So through socialization process, we can teach them these positive emotions as skills also. As a skill means, what is skill means? If you do the same activity again and again, it becomes a skill. If I started using always the positive emotions for some time, it will become a skill to me. I can use at any time, I can use positive emotion. Skill is nothing but doing again and again the same activity. You will become perfect and you follow that when in the situations. So this is there are in the application aspect to develop positive emotions in the schools. There is a castle programs are being developed by the educationalists, collaborative, academic, social and emotional learning in schools. Collaborative, academic, social and emotional learning in schools. These are called as castle programs. So these are being developed to develop positive emotions. Not only through socialization, this is also another program. These programs we can use in schools to develop positive emotions. This is learning only. Positive emotions is not innate. We are learning positive emotions. To be happy, learning to be happy, using all the skills, using all our potential. Then there is also another technique we use, roller techniques. RULER. Ruler techniques means recognizing, understanding, labeling, expressing and regulating emotions. This is also another program which is also used to develop, to help. This is another program used to help to develop positive emotion. These are very important. So at individual side, what you have to do is, you have to check now and then whether am I going towards, it is a continuum. Am I towards negative emotions or towards positive emotions? If I find that I am towards negative, every day I am feeling so many things negatively. If I feel that I am towards negative, I have to come back. I have to do something to come back to positive emotion. This is a self-check. You have to do. You have to do. Because if you are going to towards negative emotions means you are going to lose your health. You are going to lose your health. So this is a check we have to use. Then, based on this positive emotions, the other important aspect which was given by Seligman, I think by now, ruler techniques. Yes, R stands for, R is recognizing, U is understanding, L is labeling, E is expressing, R regulating emotions. You have to recognize your emotions. Whether am I used to say I'm not well. What is that? What is not well means? Are you painful? Are you sorrowful? What are you? What are you? This you have to This you have to understand. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. People used to say, I'm not well. I'm unhappy. Unhappy means, what do you mean? Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Are you sad? These are the different emotions. For all this, you will say that I'm not well. So you should be able to label your emotions. These labels are being taught in schools. There is difference by excitement, happiness, sorrow, pain, all this. These are the different feelings. You have to learn certain feeling words. So now we are coming to the concept of happiness. I'm happy that some are listening and following. Really, I'm happy. So that is the what I can say that bonus to the teacher. Right? You are responding. Good. Coming to the concept of happiness. Coming to the concept of happiness. So happiness is one of the positive emotion. Happiness is, there is a lot of research is going on around the world on happiness. This concept of happiness is defined by different people in different cultures. Happiness in Indian culture is different. Happiness in Western culture is different. Happiness in other cultures are also different. Hence, happiness, defining happiness is difficult. And second, subjective happiness. Happiness means sustainable, not with negative values. Happiness means this is there. That's why it's given good life means having a valued and good life, cherishing life, right? So this is, you should have good life. You are happy. You are having pleasant life. Good life. Yes, happiness definition changes from first. That's why I told you it is a subjective happiness. Subjective happiness. Subjective means individual. My happiness is in music, others' happiness is in sports. You cannot say that this is happiness, whether it is music or it is a good life only. That's why I told you it is a good life. Whether it is a music, whether it is an art, whether it is a sport, or whatever is that, it is a good life. Focus on our strengths. Focusing on our strengths you are doing. That is good life. And pleasant life. Pleasant life means having positive emotions is a pleasant life. Do you have pleasant life? Do you have pleasant life? Means do you have more positive emotions? It doesn't mean zero negative emotions. More positive emotions. And is your life meaningful? Meaningful life. These are the three components given by these are the three components given by Seligman for sustainable happiness, not immediate happiness. If you eat something which we like most, this gives immediate happiness. This is only fraction of a second, or 1 hour or 2 hours. After doing this, you will, yes, there is no general scientific definition for happiness. Happiness consists of these three, and these three differ from person to person. Like good life, pleasant life, and meaningful life. As per Seligman, if a person is having all the three, he is happy. He is happy. Meaningful life means contributing to society. I am contributing to society, which gives me lot of happiness. If I am helping others, nice. Helping others, showing gratitude. Gratitude is a factor which gives lot of happiness. Helping others gives happiness. Compassion, kindness, all these are in schools to develop this kindness. I have seen in some of the schools, they put a kindness board on a wall. Whoever did a kind activity, they have to come and write those activities on the board with their name and class and roll number. so that everybody will look at that, he will get a recognition. That is a motivating factor to others. That is a motivating factor, kindness board. So the kind activities are being, what I can say, that they are being appreciated by the principal in every week or somewhere with their names. Always recognition is very, very important for developing a behavior. At school, at for children, not only for children, for everybody, more of children, I can say that. Right? Like that, the concept of happiness is three things. One is good life, pleasant life, and meaningful life. Means contributing something to society. Not doing everything for me, I am contributing to society in my own way. So, there are number of models were models of happiness. This is the way you should be happy. These are models of happiness are there. Among them, most popular model I am describing is PERMA model. PERMA model. It is popular as well as more practical and applicable, easy to understand. PERMA model. Yes, yes, given. Even with the PERMA model, we can check our happiness also, where we are. What are the things which are bothering me? E stands for engaging ourselves. R stands for relationships. M stands for meaningful life. And A is achievement. R, achievement. A is for achievement. Let me say what it is. P means positive emotion. So, positive emotions means I am all through talking about positive emotions only. This love, affection, kindness, all these are the positive emotions. Happiness, joy, all these are the positive emotions. So, you can check yourself. For 3 or 4 days, you can journal yourself, your state of positiveness. Your state of positiveness. You can check for 3 days continuously, normal days, not with any exceptional activity, exceptional event. Exceptional event, check for 3 days. From morning to evening, how many times I am feeling happy? Happy means satisfaction, contentment, whatever is that. I am, and how many times I am feeling anger, fear, anxiety, or depression. You can write a journal of this. Yes, yes, same. Right. Accomplishment or achievement, whatever is that. Accomplishment or achievement. Right. So, if you check that, if you check yourself for 3 days, are you in a positive emotional state or in a negative emotional state? I told you when you are in a positive emotional state, 3 things will improve. Your physical health improves, psychological health improves, your efficiency improves. Psychological health means I can say cognitive abilities and efficiency improves, and your social health, your relations improves. When you are having positive emotions, people will come to you. When you are angry or sad, nobody wants to reach you. So people will come to you only when you are happy. If you are if you are angry or if you are afraid of something, nobody likes to reach you. If you people reach you, you will have good social relations. So you will have physical, psychological, and social relationships, enhanced social relationships, and enhanced health, enhanced efficiency. So you can check about your positive emotions. The second thing is engaging. Engaging, your engagement throughout the day. Are you engaging in activities? If you are engaging in activities all through, which are somehow useful activities, engaging yourself will gives you happiness. So Just think about that all the day. You gossip something and you wasted the day. The day you don't feel happy. If you do something fruitful, engage in a fruitful activity that gives you a lot of satisfaction, lot of happiness. Fruitful activity gives you happiness, the happiness that gives you some positive emotion. I can say instead of happiness, some positive emotion. Then coming to the R stands for relationships. Relationships. Are you having good relationship within your family? You assess yourself. One, two, three, four, five. Why I am not having this positive relationships? Do I have positive emotions? Or am I engaging in a fruitful way with the family members? You have to check yourself. You have to assess yourself. This is a model for checking yourself too and promoting it among others. Do this. So, do you have? These are the two main things people, everybody used to have. Family and workplace. Social relations, of course. Friends and social relations is also. What is your relationships? Do you have low relationships? Means low level, moderate level or high level relationships? People used to say nobody is with me. Means they have low relationships. So, how do you have relationships? Only with positive emotions and proper uh, fruitful engagement. You will get positive relationship. R stands for relationship. M. M is meaningful. Is my life meaningful? Meaningful means, is it is useful to others? When I feel that my life is useful to others, I feel it as meaningful. Mother is doing all the things to the children. So what happens if one day I was not there? So this is a meaningful life. So that's why meaningfulness, if you are helping others, if you are working in a meaningful way, or you are spending time, so whatever work you are doing, you have to do it in a meaningful way that gives you positive emotion. If I do my work well, it gives you positive emotion. So you have to think about whether it is a meaningful way. If you do something which is not being accepted by the society all the day, at the end, do you feel your life as meaningful? An addict, if he feels his life as meaningful, no, he can say justify that reason, but he will not find his life as meaningful and he won't have develop positive emotion. Positive emotion. Then coming to the A is accomplishment or achievement. This is a achievement is a big motivator. If you get 80% in the MS psychology course, this is a motivator. You want to study more. Not only maths, if you have learned so many things, you want to do some other course in psychology. This is the achievement, the learning process, or the marks, or the recognition is a motivator. Not only the course, the small things if you achieve, achievement is a big motivator. Accomplishment is a big motivator. So you will it develops positive relationship. Accomplishment happens, but people won't recognize them. Accomplish happens, but people won't recognize that most of the time. They don't recognize that accomplishments. So always they are focused towards negative. I didn't get that, I didn't get that, I didn't get this. What are the things you already achieved, accomplished? If you look at these accomplished things, then you will be motivated to do more and accomplish more. So this is the PERMA model, which was very popular. You can assess yourself and you can find where you are, and also you can make others, you can also promote this model among others too, to develop to have good positive health and all the things. Then, so there are a number of factors which affects our, like this there are number of models are there in your textbook. So what are the factors affecting happiness means? Usually our culture, money, marriage, gender, uh, there are a number of factors which boost our happiness. All these are the supporting factors. All these are not under your control most of the time. The factors which I told you earlier are still is an impact of all this. You have to overcome the impact of this and you try to follow those things. So this is about emotions, positive emotions. So I think this is one area which has given in your thing. Then coming to the cognitive aspects. You might be knowing cognitive aspects of positive psychology. Till now we studied about positive emotions, emotional aspects of positive psychology. Emotional aspects of positive psychology. We are going to the cognitive aspects of positive psychology. Among the cognition, the very important thing is self-awareness. What I am is more important. Self determines my behavior. What I think about myself determines my behavior. So the first in cognitive psychology are the self systems. Self is not one. There are number of systems are there in self. Self means so this is a self means there is a self concept is there. Self means myself. Self means myself. And this self concept is there. Self esteem is there. Self efficacy. These are the three concepts which describes you as worthy or unworthy or positive or negative. So coming to the first thing is self concept. The concept which I had about myself, about my physics, about my psychological aspect, mental aspect, about my values, about my status, about my money, whatever I am having. So, the concept about myself, concept means whether I am having good, whether I am having this social, socially undesirable self-concept. How do I know about myself? How do I know about myself? Through others. If everybody says that, others says that, you are like this, you are good looking, then you will develop a self-concept that I am good looking. So, by 12 years of age, by 12 years, the individual frames his self-concept through the comments made by the family, by your teacher, by your neighbors, relatives, and environment. So, you know, you make your self-concept through others and also through your experiences. And through your experiences, you develop your self-concept. So, after 12 years, with your experience, you can add something or you will delete something. You will add and a deletion takes place, but the self-concept is being framed. The basic frame of the self-concept is made by uh, of age, by 12 years of age. Hence, we should never make a negative comment or we can never contribute for the people to develop negative self-concepts, either in the family or the teacher. These are the two significant factors. People who should not make any negative comments about the person, especially about the physics, for which he is not responsible, for his intellect, for which he is not responsible, for the socioeconomic status, for which he is not responsible. So don't make any negative comments so that he will develop a negative self-concept. Negative self-concept. So then this is uh, so it describes his self. So concept means it describes his self about his physical features, about his qualities, about his motives, about his goals. So it is made of various information about me. It consists of various information about me. So there are personal self, so what I am having, and social self, how the society, family are looking at me. That is social self. I make one self concept, and the family makes other self concept about me, and the society makes other self concept. So this is called as a personal self, social self, and family self. So it is developed through our experiences and through others and through our interactions. Then coming to the um, so the self concept consists of ideas, many ideas, feelings, attitudes people have about themselves. Attitudes people have about themselves. And there is also two things, real self and ideal self. These are the two terms you will come across. Real self, ideal self. What is real self? What exactly your self concept says is your real self, and what do you want to become is ideal self. What do you want to become is an ideal self. Real self is what you are as per your self concept. If there is a discrepancy between these two, I am like this, and my ideal self, there is a gap between myself, my personal self, my real self, and my ideal self. If there is a gap, it creates a lot of disturbances. More the gap, more the disturbances among the people. So, this is about self concept. This is one of the systems. Sometimes the self concept is responsible for our behavior. So, hence we can change the self, modify the self concept for betterment of the individual if the individual is having many negative ideas about that. Then coming to the self esteem. Self esteem. So, self esteem means this is the evaluation of oneself. Self concept is description. Now I am evaluating myself about my value and worth. How value I am in the society. I evaluate. Everybody evaluates. So it is evaluation of oneself about his own value or worth. If it is indicated, I am having, it is indicated if I evaluate myself as high, we will have high self-esteem. If I evaluate myself as a low, I will get low self-esteem. So, higher self-esteem or low self-esteem, both are not desirable. If you are having high self-esteem, you will get a superiority feeling. If you are having low self-esteem, you will get inferiority feeling. If you are having low self-esteem, you are having inferiority feeling. So always try to develop a realistic self. Realistic self is the best solution for the proper behavior of individuals. Then self-efficacy is another thing. Self-efficacy means self-efficacy means I'm having abilities and belief on my own abilities by me. Believing my own abilities is called as self-efficacy. Even if I am having abilities, if I don't believe them, I cannot do anything. So I have to believe, then only I can act. Yes, I can do this. This is my belief about my ability. Then only I will come forward. So belief about my own abilities. Then coming to the self-regulation is our thoughts and emotions, behaviors, which leads to self-regulation, which leads to positive life. Regulation of our thoughts. regulation of our thoughts, disciplined thoughts, self-regulation is self-discipline or regulation of our thoughts and behaviors which leads to positive life. So these are the self systems in the cognitive world. Self systems means relating to ourselves, self concept, a concept about myself, self esteem, my evaluation of my self concept is self esteem, self efficacy, believing my own beliefs, self regulation, managing my uh, thoughts and behavior. So these four comes under cognitive things. When you are having positive emotion, all will be positive cognitions, positive. If you are having all the cognitions as positive, all the cognitions I told you, self-system cognitions as positive, you will have positive behavior. You will have positive behavior. Then another factor which comes under cognition. Cognition means knowledge, thinking, learning, whatever, all together. Your understanding of life. It is, one of the things is resilience. Resilience. Resilience is bouncing back and going forward. Not only bouncing back, if anything or any failure or any crisis occurs, any trauma occurs, you have to bounce back and forward. So this global world, failures, disappointment, trauma, crisis, changes, social changes, which are very, very rapid. And all these are making us to so many setbacks to all of us. Setback is some crisis, some failures to all of us. Nobody without setbacks or failures. Tough situations. We have to face many tough situations. So facing tough situations has become a part of life in the global world, global changes. So in this scenario, if you are having resilience, whenever you fall down, if you have an ability to come back, because it is ability, resilience is an ability, I am telling you as a cognitive ability. So cognitive ability is bringing back resilience, bouncing back and going forward too. Not only bouncing back, we have to go forward too. This is called as it is a crucial aspect of adaptation. So the research on resilience says resilience as a trait. Some people used to have resilience as a trait. So they have innate trait, resilience as an innate trait. Whenever they fell down, they will come back again. And some people say it is a skill. Then that's why we are talking under cognitive skill. Resilience as a cognitive skill. Willpower. We will come to that also. Willpower is also a cognitive skill. We will come to that later. Okay. Here, resilience is a cognitive skill. Resilience is also a cognitive skill, as it is a, some people say it is a outcome. So resilience research is going on different areas. It is a universal phenomena. You might be knowing about psychological capital, psych-cap is from psychological capital is the phenomena which was emerged from this positive psychology to come back from tough situations. Psychological capital, I told you 4 sentences on this. This is important. Psychological capital means when you are a past, I think long back, it is being said knowledge is power. Knowledge is your power. People who are knowledgeable are powerful. So hence 2-3 generations back, When you are knowledgeable, you are going to get a good life. Then after that, after globalization, they started, skills are more important than now. Along with knowledge is not sufficient, you should have skills also. So they said knowledge is power, whereas the skill is the capital. So you are having, if you are having knowledge, you are only powerful. You don't have capital. Capital is the skill. So then they started working on this. Then they started working on this and they said that knowledge is power and skill is the capital. This is for some time. People started working on skills. And knowledge and skills. People started vigorously on skills. Now, even now, the government is going to open a skill university, skill centers, whatnot, everything. People are running away on skills. Recently, we had a skill statistics also in Andhra Pradesh. So, skills are being identified as so with or experiencing by many because of the social changes. So you have to come back to normalcy. For that, you should need psychological capital. Psych cap, we used to call it as psych cap. Psych cap, the positive psychologist said psych cap consists, is that they made it a hero. HERO. H stands for hope, hero. H stands for hope, efficacy, self-efficacy, resilience, and optimism. If you have all the four, you can succeed, along with knowledge and skills. These two are not sufficient. Along with this, you should have PsyCap also. PsyCap, PSYCAP, psychological capital. Means which says that psychological capital says that you are having hero. This, I said you should have hope. For failures, you should not, tough times, you should have hope. You should have efficacy. You should believe yourself in tough times. You should have resilience. You should come back. And also optimism you should have. If you have all the four, you can come back. So this is about resilience. There are number of programs are designed to develop resilience among people. Among people, number of programs are designed. Then comes to the so all this promotion for developing all these systematic resilience programs are being designed. The self-esteem, self-efficacy, and the locus of control and problem solving skills, ability to build relationship, hope, family, community, all these are the factors which enhance us. All these are the factors which enhances our resilience. Our resilience, all these factors has an influence on our resilience. Our self-system, self-efficacy, our self-efficacy, our locus of control, our problem-solving skills, and ability to build relationships, all this have an impact and family support and community support has an impact on coming back to normalcy. That is a resilience activity. This is one of the factors given by positive psychologists. As a cognitive factor means cognitive means you can learn this. This is an ability. Now the other ability is flow and mindfulness. Flow behaviors. I will tell you in a simple one sentence. Flow is the state of the individual where a person is fully engaged, fully involved. Activity they are, whatever activity they are doing, if they are fully involved, it is called as a flow behavior. So it is complete absorption of the individual in that particular activity. Uh, Hence, people feel happy in that activity. Complete absorption is called as flow behavior. So, flow behavior gives a, you will be in the present, you are totally involved. It, it makes the person for the, this helps you, it is rewarding for us. It is rewarding. Flow behavior is rewarding for us. If you go and see a movie and totally involved, you feel that after coming back, you feel that it is a rewarding experience. So you are in a class and are moving this side and that side, not at all involving, it is a difficult, stressful activity. If you involve any activity, it will become rewarding. Whether it is an office work, domestic work, whatever is that, this flow behavior is very important for our happiness only. If you are doing something without involving, it creates a lot of stress. So this it gives a lot of flow behavior, gives a lot of positive effects, and the research proved that lot of biological changes, brain neural changes also occurs during involvement, during this flow behavior. So when a person is drawing something, painting something, he totally involves in that. It is a rewarding activity. It gives a lot of pleasure to your brain, and there are positive neurotransmitters will release, and it gives a lot of health and it helps you, it helps you and it is internally rewarding. It mostly in sports, creative fields, in all these fields, they are at workplace also. Some people will get involved in that. That involvement is rewarding behavior. That is called flow behavior. So there are so many scales to measure flow state scales, work related flow states and other scales are there. Then coming to the hope and optimism, we will talk about two things, hope and optimism. There is a simple difference between hope and optimism. Optimism is a thought process, is a thought, and the future will be better. Future will be better. This is a thought that I will be in a better position in a future. If I am having that thought, I will work for that. That thought is important. Thought reflects in action. Since the thought is called as optimism, I am optimistic. I think that I will do better next. This is a optimistic thought. Only optimistic thought will not help us. It should be associated with hope. Hope means this is an action plan of the optimistic idea. This is a action plan, means you have to set in hope. If you are hopeful, you will set goals, you will work for that, and you will find ways to reach the goal. So that's why willpower, the ability to set goals. I'm having that one of the student is asking, what is willpower? Willpower is part of hope. Because I am having an optimistic thought, I am having a willpower, hope, the ability to set goals. Yes, I will do that. This is my goal. This is willpower. And then way power, you say, these are the parts of hope. Way power. After setting goals, finding ways to reach the goal. How do I reach the goal? What are the ways? I think about different ways to reach the goal. That is called as way power. And third is we will do follow through, the flexibility and know how to see the goal through, how to go to the goal. So willpower, way power and follow through. All these three are the part of hope. Hope is action oriented and optimism is thought oriented. Unless you are thought, you don't go for hope. So optimism is expecting a perfect outcome. in every situation, and the hope is setting goals and working for that. So both optimism and hope are complementary. So hence we need both of them. These are the cognitive abilities. Then comes the mindfulness. Mindfulness is another, I am telling you only the concept. Only the concepts I am telling you. Mindfulness. So this is the mindfulness is another aspect. Yes, Praveena. Yeah. Mindfulness is, this is a conscious activity. Mindfulness is a conscious activity that comes through paying attention on purpose in the present moment. Being in the present moment is called as mindfulness. Being in the present moment. Being in the present moment. Whatever work you are doing, you have to be in the present moment. Doing something and thinking something. I'm here and I'm thinking something more. So, when this is when you are here and when I am eating, I should be present in the eating activity with all the five senses. I have to smell the food. I have to relish the smell of the food. I have to relish the taste, texture, and all these things. And I am focusing on food only at present. I am not thinking about any other thing. This is called as mindfulness. So mindfulness changes. It is very useful for physical health. It is being in the present, not thinking about the past or not thinking about the future. Being in the whatever I am doing, I have to focus on that. So this brings a lot of biological changes. If thinking one thing at a time and focusing all my sense organs, all my things on one thing, mindfulness, mindful eating, mindful, you have to do any activity with mindfulness, which gives you, even in meditation, what they teach is the mindfulness. Be in the present. Don't think about the past or about the future. So this benefits well-being and physical health, and your cognitive abilities will be, your focus and concentration increases. Focus and you practice for an hour totally mindfully. You are uh, totally mindful. What happens is your um, abilities, your health improves, and your cognitive abilities improve, emotional well-being and psychological health, social well-being also. This mindfulness helps. Be mindful, be at present, whatever you are doing, because we are having number of distractions in the world, outside or within our mind. Number of things we have to do, they are being distracting. We are not focusing on one thing. So this is called as mindfulness practices, is being identified as a very big uh, very important thing for physical health, psychological health, social health. There are mindfulness based stress reduction. There are so many interventions are developed for this mindfulness focused based stress reduction, mindfulness based cognitive therapy, and dialectic behavioral therapy is being the present. And for borderline personalities, we will do the therapy, DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy. In that also, for borderline personalities, we use that. Then ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. All this will come under mindfulness to improve our mindfulness. Then there are also assessment scales to measure our mindfulness states. Self-assessment scales are there. Then coming to the applications, we studied about emotions, cognitions, under cognitions, we studied self-systems, resilience, mindfulness, flow behaviors, and all this we studied under These are the cognitive means these are all the abilities we can develop and we can monitor all these things. Then comes to the how these positive concepts, mindfulness or flow behavior or resilience, these can be used in schooling. So this is called as a positive schooling application. These are used in schooling, application of positive psychology principles in schools. How do you use that? So you have to use positive emotions, means care, trust, these are the teacher's role. Care, trust, respect for diversity. For diversity should be there for the teacher for positive schooling. And also plans and motivation goals, hope, contributing to curiosity should be improved. And there also you have to use PERMA model also for well-being of the school children, and positive programs and practices you have to do in school whatever you have studied. PERMA model for happiness. How do you develop positive emotions? And how do you develop resilience, mindfulness? And these are the things, hope, optimism. What are the activities? So you can, if you bring all these activities in the curriculum, in the through co-curricular activities at the schools, they develop positive behavior. Right. Because the entire society is focusing only on negative things, competition, killing, all the games, all the video games. They kill and they will go. They will win by killing others. So this is not it won't create positive emotion. It creates negative emotions too. Hence we have to change the school system by using all these things. Then for this, only schools are not enough. You have to do positive parenting too, using positive psychology principles and techniques in child rearing practices. Among all these things, the very first thing is there are three things with which a child grows. 3 A's: acceptance, affection, and acceptance, affection, and achievement. You have to you have to accept the child as it is non-judgmentally, whatever he is, however his physique or abilities or whatever he is, acceptance make them to grow positively. And listening whatever they say with full attention. And thirdly, emotional awareness of the child and developing positive emotions. Understanding the emotional awareness of the child and also developing, promoting positive emotions, and self-regulation in the parenting relationships. You should be self-regulated first. The parent should be self-regulation in parenting relationship. That means whatever stresses we are having, we should not throw them on children. So self-regulation in parenting relationships and compassion for self and the child. You should be compassionate to yourself too. That is more important. Should be compassionate to yourself and to the child too. So there are positive psychology principles can be used in relationships, family, and aging too. So if you are having the positive emotions and positive because of trust and care and being independent also, you have to give them freedom too, and commitment and intimacy, the relationships develops. You believe the people, then only the relationship develops. You trust the people. If you don't trust, no relationship will develop. Trust is the base for any relationship. And then come to the love. What is love? There are so many, a number of series are given in love. Love is intimacy, passion, and commitment, and responsibility. You should have all the four. then only it is called as love. True love has intimacy. They should be close to each other and they should have a passion towards that particular person, and also commitment and responsibility towards the others. So throwing acid is not love. It is not love. Love means they should be passionate and committed and they should be responsible. They should be responsible. Then coming to the uh, in so in adult relationship also maintaining proximity with the person. Maintaining proximity with the person, feeling safe with the person. So, in positive psychology, in parenting, in schools, and in family, and also at workplace, here you have to think about psych capital. I told you, psych capital is very important at workplace. Not only knowledge, skill associated with psych capital because of the changing work scenario. So many things we are finding now. So many jobs, permanent jobs in USA, they lost their jobs. Unless you have a psych cap, so many Indians are coming back from USA. Unemployment, all these are happening around you at workplace. Unless you are having hope, resilience, optimism, psych cap, hero, you cannot survive. Only the knowledge and skill is not sufficient at present times. It should be knowledge, skill should come with psychological capital. These three are necessary for successful performance in the at the workplace. So you have to develop the third thing also. Promote this psych capital. So then flow behavior at workplace, meaningful work, and engagement in the work. All this will make you happy. These are not for the boss sake. It is for yourself to be peaceful and to be at a positive state of mind. To be at the positive state of mind. Then coming to, so there are so many positive psychology interventions are there. Positive psychology interventions are there in this. You will have stress management and post-traumatic growth. So, stressors. So, so many things about stress. There are GAS, you might be knowing about the principle, General Adaptation Syndrome. Stress means it occurs because of the environmental factors. Factors. Environmental challenges occur, and this is not because of environmental challenges, it is the evaluation of the individual about the environmental challenge as threatening and dangerous creates lot of changes in his body, psyche and behavior. This entire process is called as stress. Stress is basically the evaluation of the individual. The evaluation of the event as stressful and dangerous. If I don't evaluate it as stressful and dangerous, there is no stress. There is no stress. So when you are stressful, stress is part of life also. Use stress. Minimum stress is required for success. Whereas in this stress, what happens is this is a general adaptive syndrome. There is a general adaptation of the body. Whenever there is a stressful event, the first level, all our biological, you receive that stressful event, evaluation is the first level. Second level, you will have all the your body will react, and third level, and exertion will happen. So body react, then you will get some diseases, and then you will be exertion state will be there. So there are number of stressors. For all the stressors, what is the solution given by positive psychologist is for strategies to manage stress. Stress is part of life. It brings a lot of changes in our body, in all systems, brain and nervous system, heart and cardiovascular system, skin, all the systems will react to stress. Hence, there is a number of strategies are being planned to manage stress. Management is at higher order level. Every day you have to do it. Coping is at the particular situation. You are stressful, you are coping with that. Management is you are managing all the stressors. It is in a regular process. This physical level, because stress is inevitable part of life. At physical level, you do some yoga, meditation, or relaxation technique. At a cognitive level, what do? You express gratitude, you help people, you are empathetic. And these are the cognitive processes which make me manage stress. Gratitude is very important, and helping others will definitely help you to reduce your stress. Then, effective way is increasing your emotional intelligence and positive visualization. Effective side, developing positive emotions and positive visualizations and enhancing your emotional intelligence. So these are the methods used. And at behavioral side, the very best thing to manage stress is socialization. Social level, socialization. And for post-traumatic things, we go for resilience also being used. So all these are the um, applying uh, things, interventions you have to plan. These are the interventions you can plan. Yesterday I told you about what intervention is. The activity you have to plan to bring about change, to reduce stress. Uh, the activity of socialization process is being made. So applying positive psychology in close relationship, spotting strengths, building sound relationships, uh, taking about stressors and instilling hope. So, whatever we have studied in positive psychology till now, cognitive as well as emotional factors, emotional, these are being used as intervention for reducing, for going towards the positive state of mind, positive state of mind, which is helpful for health, psychological development, and also for social relations. Even at the aging also, you have to do this. So, um, have to in aging also. Aging, reducing your what you have to do, application of active theory of aging. So if you are engaged and you are active, these are the positive activity you can do to reduce your impact of aging. Then productive aging you can do. Accepting death is one of the cognitive aspects. Developing positive emotions. Whenever you are old, you are not supposed to cry all the time. You can be happy. You can be happy. That is being promoted in media now. Even the elderly people can improve their positive emotions and active lifestyle and spiritual engagement. All these three are being done in the process of aging. They are making successful aging practices. Many of the see around, many of the people are developing successful aging practices. These are engaging themselves, being active in their lives, developing positive emotions, and accepting death. This is important. And active lifestyle and spiritual engagements. Their engagement, as Perma model says, engagement is important. Engagement is important for successful life. So here another important thing is in Uh, in the entire positive psychology, we are telling about Patanjali Yoga. Yesterday, we also discussed about Patanjali Yoga, the process of silencing the mind, and Ashtanga Yoga. All this you studied yesterday. We studied about yesterday. In this context, I want to say all these are the Indian perspective of behavior. Yesterday, I told you ancient Indian perspectives, foundations for positive psychology. In this context, in 1920, Paramahamsa Yogananda visited USA, and in 1970, Swami Ramananda, they demonstrated voluntarily controlling all their physical body organs in a lab setting. In a lab setting, they are being observed daily functions, changed their brain waves, changed heart functioning and skin temperature. All this practically they proved, and this has made a so this made an impact. All the Indian perspective ideas are, even though they are not experimentally proved, now they are bringing them for the experimental proof. Yesterday we thought of so many things of Indian perspectives. So all these are bringing to experimentation, and they are proving it now. So the current trends is people are the research in the positive psychology is going towards integrating positive and negative aspects of human functioning. Integrating positive, we cannot study only positive things. So you have to integrate both positive and negative aspects of functioning, and Indian psychological concepts, which are for experimentation. Indian psychological constructs like yoga, meditation, mindfulness, all these are Indian concepts only. And to focus on collective happiness and sustainable well-being. This is the word which we are using now. So this is being used for sustainable well-being also. So this is a nutshell. We studied about foundations, emotional aspects, cognitive aspects, and how these principles are used in schooling and aging, and what is the present direction of research in positive psychology. So with this, we can complete this positive psychology. I think if you have any doubts or any clarifications, you can ask or make a message on that. Any
Madam,
doubts
is the
or
session
anything?
over?
Yes.
Madam, have you completed the session,
Yes,
ma'am?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, yes, completed.
This. Okay, okay. Were
Madam, I have a
all the
question in
questions in the
discussion.
chat box? Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes.
మ్యామ్ చాట్ బాక్స్ లో వీళ్ళు రాసిన క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆన్సర్ చేసేసారా మేడం?
వాళ్ళు ఏమి
ప్లీజ్ నేను చదువుతూ ఉంటాను మేడం.
చెప్పారు.
ఈస్ దేర్ ఎనీ జనరల్ సైంటిఫిక్ డెఫినిషన్ ఫర్ హ్యాపీనెస్ అంటే మీరు ఆన్సర్ చెప్పారు.
ఎస్ ఎస్
మ్యామ్ కెన్ వి డూ
answer
ఇంటర్న్షిప్
all
ఈవెన్
these
ఇన్
questions.
గుంటూరు?
They were there. Yeah, you can do anywhere.
ఓకే.
You can do with a psychiatrist, you can do internship even in Guntur. There are some psychologists who are you are providing, and there is one rehabilitation center is there. That is Kantas Rehabilitation Center is there, and so many psychiatrists, Sanjay, and many other psychiatrists are providing you internship. Psychiatrists, you can do even. I think NRI psychology department is also, if you they will provide you internship.
Yes, Lakshmi Vaibhav, hope ma'am has answered your question. Now there is another question, ma'am, by Mughal Amir. Ma'am, you said to
Yes.
express your emotions every day with everyone. How can we express it without hurting their emotions?
That's what I said. What emotional regulation also I told you about the emotional regulation. So whenever you are having emotion, you have to practice to regulate it. That is one thing. And other thing is you should say I cannot do this in a socially acceptable way. This you can learn through practice. Through practice, if 1 minute, if you stop for 1 minute, take a deep breath, and then you can say, I cannot do this. In a polite way, you can tell them. Don't be with anger or with rude words. Without that, you can say that. This is only emotional regulation, is only the practice. Actually, you have to do journaling. So whenever I am angry, so I shouted. Today I shouted for 2 or 3 times when I am angry. Let tomorrow you understand self-awareness is important. You want to change. Tomorrow you can reduce it. Tomorrow I should not respond like this for this situation. I plan to respond in other way. Usually, what happens is the situation or the particular the particular activity is not responsible for the emotion. Your state of mind is mostly responsible. So you understand yourself first, and then you should be able to respond in a proper way. Journaling is the best way of managing your emotion. You can draw an emotional map of yourself for a week or for 4 or 5 days, normal days. If you write emotional mapping from morning to afternoon, how many times I am happy and how many times I am unhappy, and what are the situations which are creating unhappiness. And again, at the end of the day, like that, if you do it for 3 days, you can understand where you are being getting emotions and you are expressing in your voice or shouting, and where you are happy. What are the situations which are creating happiness? So then you try to do this. This is to practice only. This is a learning exercise. Emotional regulation and emotional management. Yes. Yes.
Yes, hope Amir, you are clear with what ma'am has said. Any more questions,
Yes.
please? Okay, ma'am. I think,
Hi, ma'am.
yes, please.
What about our
Ma'am,
practical
I have a doubt.
sessions, Dave?
I
Yes.
have a doubt on I mean, on the internship.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
sorry. Yes, see, in
You can
internship,
say.
sorry, not internship, no, not internship, sorry, assignment submission. In our assignments, we have, I opted the clinical psychology. As I opted clinical psychology, I have a psychodiagnostic, psychotherapeutic, and psychopathology. Okay, so these three subjects are there, questions are there, and in the assignment form, it is internship and applied post psychology is also there. So four papers are there. So these four papers only you want to submit the assignment, right? As an assignment, right? Hello.
But yeah, see, your voice was not clear in between something. It was related to assignments, I understand.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible, but somehow
Ah,
something is missing in
Only
between. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Let me try to repeat, ma'am. Ma'am, I
yeah,
have four papers:
yeah.
psychodiagnostic, psychopathology, psychotherapeutic, and applied positive psychology. So,
Okay.
in addition to that, in a assignment form, internship also given. So, for the internship means the during after the completion of internship only we have to submit the internship report and all, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So in the assignment submission, before assignment submission date, we have to submit the assignment of these four papers only. Am I right?
yes, exactly.
Okay, so internship report before May 31st only we have to submit. We have to, up to that we have time.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yes,
Okay.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more question. Neurologist, under neurologist, you are not supposed to do uh, this internship. You have to do under psychiatrist only. If it is a neuropsychiatrist, no problem. If it is a neuropsychiatrist, no problem. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for
Yes.
sparing your time and engaging our
Thank you.
students. Hope the sessions were fruitful. And I think with
Right.
this session, we have completed all the counseling sessions for all the courses. I thank once again, ma'am,
Yes.
on behalf of RC Vijayawada. Thank you so much. And dear students, wish you all the very best. See you soon. Okay, ma'am.